once you get that little core fan base that's giving you something just to sustain off of, you're now like now it's not even that you have to hook up with like celebrities or nothing. That's your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Because now you can dedicate everything you do to that.
Prochaine station.
LOWKEY MTL.
From like Smile and BeRosey, but like Baby Rose, because like my mom always said like you're a little wild, kind of like Axl Rose, like, and I fell in love with Guns N' Roses as a kid because my mom loved it. So like, I took on that kind of like wild kid but still happy. So like Baby Rose was the young Axl Rose, and then it kind of just transitioned into BeRosey, you know, growing up into it. Now we're here.
And as for your style, like, was it always the same? And like, was BeRosey like the name at all, like, the whole time? Like, you already figured that name out pretty young?
No, Baby was kind of always the name, so that's where the B came from.
Yeah.
And Rosie was kind of like, pink is a big color to me, and then I'm French, so it's like a rose, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a big color because of breast cancer with my grandmother and all that type of shit.
Oh shit, okay.
Kind of hit hard when I was young, so like, I took that on also, like I claimed it as a persona. And like, yeah, I guess I merged kind of my nickname Baby and then Rose with the Axl Rose, the wildness and fun and extravagant and all that extra shit. And, yeah. And
like, as for your style and your sound, like, when do you feel like you found that yet, or do you think you're still in the process of like figuring that out?
I think I'm in my lane. I think I found it. It's like always gonna change. I'm always gonna grow. So it's
for
like,
sure, yeah.
As I get older, I'm gonna start talking about grown man stuff, which I'm kind of already getting into, but like still in my 20s, still having fun, you know, still tending to the younger generation at the same time. But like, I also gotta speak like normal shit, you know, like we all do laundry. Like, why not talk about that type of shit? Like, it sucks to do it. So
do you like rap about shit like that?
Yeah, of course. Okay. It's like every single person's got to do laundry, right? Every single person's got to like, wash their sheets. Like it's daily things. It's an actual, but like there are obstacles within your day, right? Because you only have so much time. When you're busy, it's like doing 2 hours of laundry is not easy.
Yeah, 100%.
So like, yeah, of course I'm gonna talk about that because people are gonna listen to music while they do laundry, and then they're gonna have a nice laugh when they hear that shit. That's what I'm here for.
So did you try to like put it like? Do you try to throw in like certain like comedy, like a comedy aspect to your music as well? Yeah,
because it's about having fun too, right? Like, I'm a kid from the suburbs. Like, I don't come from the hood. I'm not like some street dude that's just like. The music that it might sound like it's a little rougher, but it's because like my beat selection, I want something that's got a little bit more oomph to it, you know? And it's like, I don't talk about street shit. So it's like, let's have fun on these kinds of beats and let's make people laugh. Let's make people smile. Like, I come from the suburbs. That's what I know, like green grass, shit like that. Let's make people see this type of stuff, you know?
So for your inspiration, like when you're in the studio, that's what you do? You just think of like
life. Yeah, it's like, I mean, the way I do it, it's like if I'm stuck in a house for example, during the pandemic, for the first 30 days, I made a song every day. That was my thing. I was like, I'm going to make a song every day while we're in quarantine.
Did you like make that rule as soon as it happened?
Yeah. Day one, they're like, oh, you guys are locked in the house for a month. I was like, bet. I'm going to do this. 30 songs, 30 days. Let's do it. And I did it. And then it kept going. So then I was like, okay, now I'm running out of shit because like I'm talking about all the stuff I lived. Now I've been stuck in this house not doing that. Now my songs started getting dark and I started getting into this vibe where it was like not somewhere I wanted to be, but like at the same time the songs that were coming out were fire. You know, because it was still like what I'm going through at that moment. So it was like I like using things that are happening day to day. So it keeps it also relevant.
Yeah. Especially during COVID, I feel like if I was hearing something about. I feel like a lot of artists did the whole like locked in the house music. You know?
100%.
And then there's also like now when like everything was open, there's like all the we outside music.
Yeah. You know, and it just got wild the second they opened the doors. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, no, it's honestly, I kind of towards the end of it, I kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's like it was the uncertainty of it that was like fucking with people.
Yeah,
and like the not knowing what the fuck is going on, which is still kind of happening. Of like,
yeah, you're right.
All the vaccines and like all the fucking typical like arguments. You know,
I feel like, you know, we kind of just gotta go through it. Like, it's not the first time that we've seen vaccines come in and like have an impact. It's not you know, like it's.
But it's the first time that it's like a mandatory like vaccination and like you can't do certain things if you're not vaccinated. You know what I mean? Like
you're right, but I also feel like during like say the SARS times, it was like at common sense. People look left, right. They're like, yeah, they're dying. They're saying this will save you. Okay. So
well,
I feel like during those times, people didn't
get with SARS here though, did we?
No, but like. It was the same thing that was going on wherever it was going on. People had to wear masks. It was like full hazard state. You know, like you couldn't come in contact. So people were still seeing that, and they're like, I mean, if they're telling me this and I'm seeing that, like I'm gonna do it. You know, and like you have people that like have stories about they live through it and shit like that. And it's like, okay, like I mean, I'm not on either side. It's just I'm just gonna go with whatever's happening, you know. And
right. Yeah. See, there's like that's the way I feel most people would go about it.
Yeah.
Like at least the ones that are not like political and stuff, they would just be like, because you really don't have control over it.
No,
it's only a problem.
Live. Like I want like as a creative too. It's like I want to be able to travel and go do shows and go do this and go do that. It's like I have to.
You want that freedom, right? But like that's what you're getting like. Yeah, you just want that freedom. That's what I'm saying. 100%. That's why it's a problem because like you're willing to do whatever it takes for that freedom.
Which I can understand. Like it's fully scary. Like I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're gonna do it. Like if you don't have it, it's gonna be like whatever happens after is gonna be worse than whatever is going on. You know what I mean? Like if they really clamp down and it's like concentration camp style shit.
Oh yeah.
You know, at that point we're fucked anyways. I'm just gonna do whatever and kind of get through right now because like I'm not gonna be 25, 26 forever. Like you gotta start living shit. Like I felt like
think about people that turned 21 like right when COVID started or like
my
18.
24th birthday was during the pandemic.
Yeah. I
had a tour planned for during my 23rd and like since I was 23, my show got canceled, and now I'm like, wait a minute.
2 years?
2 years passed. What the fuck happened? Like, you need to be moving.
Like, just skip 2 years, and like also I noticed within my circle, not my so like personal circle, but like within like people that I grew up with.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, as soon as like COVID happened, like everybody's like in a rush to get married now, and like everybody's
have kids. Buy a house, live or rent an apartment because everybody wants to be on their own. It's like,
move out. Exactly.
Wait a minute, stack your money. Like that's one thing I never got. Like all these people that are like, yo, I'm moving out, I'm going to an apartment. It's like, did your parents kick you out? Do you pay shit? Is the fridge full? And do you like make enough money that at one point soon you could probably just buy a crib?
Right. Yeah.
Instead of dropping $1,200 a month on an apartment.
100%. Like that's mortgage money.
You know what I mean? Like, just wait 3 years, stack it, down payment, bang, you got yourself a house. Like, I don't get it. If you have the option.
Yeah, it comes again. It's part of like the freedom, I guess. Like if people don't have the same amount of freedom when they live at home.
Yeah, that's fair. If your home is like a not comfortable environment, then I can agree. I completely understand that. But like, your parents support you or they're behind you, and like you just want to be like living on your own, like why?
Or like sometimes like a lot of your friends are moving out, so you're like
you get jealous. Girls,
trying to compete, you know.
The girls are like, oh, you don't have your own place. It's like you ain't seen where I live though. Like, you know, like I'm living okay. If you come through, we're chilling. Like,
it's probably something they also say just because they're like, fuck, I gotta do my own cooking. I gotta make food in the morning. I gotta go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
All that passive aggressive stuff, you know.
Excuses.
It's all just building up. You're just eating takeout all day, Uber Eats.
Oh my god. Uber Eats is a demon. It's like, yo, they
Bro,
know when
COVID.
we talk. I swear to God, they know. I guarantee. I'm gonna turn my phone up, and I swear by the end of this thing, I'm gonna get an Uber Eats app.
You hungry?
10% off if you order now.
Got some BOGO deals around here right now.
Bro, it's that's scarier than the vaccine, fam. Like,
Yo, I actually met a dude that was working in Montreal, like for a company. I forget what the company's called, and I obviously shouldn't even talk about the company.
Yeah.
Come after my ass. But like, their whole job is to like, he works for the department that literally it's just audio recordings of people's phones and like the data that you get from it.
Yeah,
so it's like
that.
you talk about skiing, and like, oh fuck, I need to get new ski boots or something.
Yeah.
And like.
Ski boot ads.
Ski boot ads on like not even just like YouTube, but like any website you go to. Yeah, like sometimes even like a podcast ad. Like that's insane, you know?
Yeah. No. Like I'll get like on YouTube, I'll get pushed videos because of ads that ran through other videos. I'm sitting there, I'm like, how is this recommended to me? I've never watched anything like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like thumbnails, a sponsored video by
Oh yeah, like through a video.
Wow,
Shit.
okay.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
but like, there's the counter argument to that is like, what if it allows you to find what you're looking for faster for the best deal possible?
yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, like I said, if it comes down to it, where it's like concentration camps, now we're fucked anyways. So it's like,
Wait,
what are they gonna do with this? Like,
concentration camps is fuck. Like. Yeah, okay, yeah. No, I can't compare it to anything.
But like, because at the end of the day, it's like, what are they really gonna do with like your info? Like, even if it's on some weird shit, some dudes
you don't
talking
have
about some
free
super
will
stuff.
anymore to a certain extent. You know what I mean? Like, you lose like free will at one point.
Yeah,
when you can't make your own decisions anymore because your device is making it for you.
Yeah, I can get that, but like. You could also just say, like, for example, I'm a shoe addict, I'm a shoe whore, I got a shoe closet, like, it's, like, too many. And, like, during the pandemic, I was buying, because prices were so low for some reason.
Yeah, it's like the stock market, it's like everything.
But, like, I just copped so much during that time, and, like, I was getting ads constantly for different shoes. So, I'm buying them, but then the second I was like, wait a minute, you know what, $6,000 this month on some fucking shoes, maybe I should stop for a second. You know, I was like, okay, pipe down for a month. And then like I didn't look at videos for shoes, I didn't look at Instagram pages for shoes. And the next thing you know, I didn't get one ad, no videos popping up recommended for me. Nothing. I'm like, you just don't want it, you don't want it. Like it's as simple as that. You just don't have to look for it, and then it's gonna stop showing up because you're not looking for it.
Or people are conscious of the fact that it attracts you, and they either like delete their history in their cookies, like the cookie trackers, or they like on purpose like a video on YouTube or like dislike it. So like
just use private.
You can control
browser.
the algorithm, or you could use like DuckDuckGo or like the other ones.
Yeah. Or like even Safari, they have like you just click the plus button, it goes
the
private browser, and it's like bang, okay.
Yeah,
every
Google
time you click
a
page, nothing gets recommended to you.
Oh yeah, like Google has incognito mode and it's the same thing.
Exactly.
But it does still have like it doesn't recommend anything. It doesn't show you anything, but it still has like the cookie trackers.
Yeah.
You just don't see it.
But like, I don't know. I just feel like if you want it, you want it, and it's obviously you're gonna talk about it. You're gonna do things that are gonna revolve around it. That's why it's gonna pop up. If you just don't do things revolving around it, you won't.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
like when you think about it, like imagine you're like, oh, I need new ski boots, and like you get an ad saying like, oh, these are cheap ski boots.
Yeah.
So you can't get mad at that. You get
exactly. Like you do need ski boots now, but now they're cheap. Like what are you pissed off about?
Yeah. What are you mad about?
So, like, at the end of the day, what's really the issue? Like, it listens, but like. What do you think they're gonna go put it on like Pornhub or something? Like what's actually, if it comes down to it where they're leaking all this shit and they start really like, it gets bad. Like it gets bad anyways. We're fucked in it. Everybody's screwed. Like,
there's no such thing as privacy anymore. That's what
like no.
So as long as like you could either be aware of that and like use your devices according to that, or you could just not give a fuck about anything and just be like, I don't even care.
Bro, if I wasn't doing this music stuff, I'd be living in the middle of nowhere, no Instagram, no Facebook, no none of that because I don't care. I don't like being out all the time. I just like chilling, smoking some weed.
Passing on good vibes.
You know, like making music, like that's all I could really like. If I didn't need to do nothing, I wouldn't. I'd just chill, and because like I don't want to go out and party all the time. Like I don't like it. It's not that fun, right? Like you get to a point where it's like you do it all the time, and then you're sitting there like, what am I doing? I'm standing here with a drink in my hand, just out, and I do this every single
night. Thinking about tomorrow, you're like, oh, but I'm not gonna wake up tomorrow.
It's like your money just keeps going. You go back to work to go out to do like
why?
That's like I don't get it. I just don't get it. Go do things like.
So like long term, like say like you get to a point where you literally have the luxury to do whatever you want. Would you get like a cottage or some kind of getaway?
Oh yeah, 100%. I'd be living like on a mountain somewhere.
Do you have any like spots already in mind?
Not really.
Would it be Canada?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, probably. Either Canada or like honestly like Finland, Sweden, just because like I've been there and like I
was born in Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Super random, but
that's actually so random, but it's dope.
Sweden, bro. Yeah.
Same way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've been to like the Red Square and shit. I got pickpocketed at the Red Square for like a couple
in
dollars.
Sweden?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, right in front of Zara.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. You got pickpocketed in there?
Yeah, for like a couple dollars. Like, it wasn't shit. I was I didn't have nothing, so I didn't think.
But like
people even said be aware of pickpocketers.
Yeah, most of Europe is like that too.
I had like no idea. I'm like honestly, kid walking around with sweatpants and like a couple, like literally maybe $5-10 in my pocket. Didn't matter.
I remember that square so distinctively because I lost my passport on my Europe trip, and like. I had to go to the Canadian embassy in Sweden, which was like right by that square.
Yeah.
And like I spent like 5 days of my trip just trying to sort out like a temporary passport. And as like a brown person, it's like the most complicated thing to do.
Oh my god!
And then like I was using this like temporary passport to like finish my trip.
Yeah.
And this is like a white Canadian passport, and like they would always like stop and look at me and she was like grilling me.
Okay, like you sure you
like, who the fuck are you? Yeah.
No, I just remember walking like the streets, like it was beautiful. I loved all the colors on the buildings and shit. Like nothing's just one color. It's not just like brown bricks, red bricks, yellow or beige bricks, black brick. It's like this is yellow, this is blue, this is red, this is pink. Like it's wow, these are crazy colors.
But it's also like there's no junk food at all. Like I remember at like midnight, if you wanted to go get food, like McDonald's was the only option.
Yeah, there was that and this other one burger spot I went to. I forget what it was called. But like, it was like Burger King, but not Burger King.
Okay.
It started with an H. Fuck, those burgers were so good. And I had pictures back on my old Facebook and it was like, I had the burgers in my hand, I had like the crown on my head.
Yeah.
And, fuck, man.
I think Burger King, but not Burger King.
Yeah, it was like.
The crown,
Yeah. It was like Europe's Burger King or whatever.
Their meat was probably way better quality.
Oh, everything over there was that much better. Like, like yogurt is so good over there. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's because they have a different like FDA approval for the yogurt. They're allowed to have way more like what is that like the I don't even know what the fuck it's called, but like the thing in yogurt.
Most of their dairy products are really good.
Yeah, like the thing in dairy products. Even
though ice cream and shit.
Their cheese too. They have fucking amazing cheese.
Weird.
There's like a cheese factory that my cousins always stop by before they come here.
Okay.
They always bring like blocks of cheese for us because we feed that shit.
That's so lit. Yeah, no, Finland and Sweden were a great time. I also like Dallas. I would move to Dallas in a heartbeat.
Dallas, Texas?
Yeah, 100%. That was my favorite place in the world. Ever. That I've ever been.
Oh yeah? I actually wanted to go to Texas, like Austin and like...
Northern Texas is fun. Northern Texas is fun because like you'll see snow. Like it won't stay, but it'll snow. So like you
can't really like ski or anything. But...
No, but like the weather's amazing. The winter there is amazing because like wear hoodies all the time.
Oh, it's like straight sweater weather?
Yeah. Okay. Like straight up, but like it's still snow, so it looks beautiful and shit.
Yeah, still.
You know, and like some days it could be 75, one day it'll be 50. And it's like, oh, okay.
You just went to Texas to visit?
No, I was playing hockey in Florida.
Okay.
So like we traveled across the U.S. playing against other teams.
When were you in Florida?
I was 17.
Were you in school there as well?
Yeah, but it was like I wasn't there for school.
Okay.
Like I was there for hockey. I
Right.
just went to school at the same time.
Okay.
Like I did most of my grade 10, 11, 12 were all kind of away.
Okay.
You know, like I did most of my grade 10 here, but then I left, went to Florida, finished it up, did grade 11.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to New Brunswick, did there for a bit, started grade 12, then I went to Ontario, finished up.
Okay, so you traveled a lot.
Yeah. In hockey, they call me a suitcase.
Because you just traveled a lot.
Yeah.
What happened with hockey then? You just...
Music.
Okay, so you...
I was playing, and my coach, I was suspended actually one night because I fought the game before. I was a goalie.
Mm-hmm.
So like as a goalie, you're suspended automatically. And I fought the game before, and my coach, I wasn't going to show up because I had a show. I was opening up for Playboy Cardi at Olympia. And my coach was like, listen, you either show up or it's like, that's it. It's over. I had a contract set up to potentially go to France and play pro over there if I wanted to, and like try and work out a pro career somehow. And like, I just said, fuck it. I don't want it anymore. Like,
was it a hard decision?
Yeah, but like I made it at the drop of a dime. You know, like coach called. I was in the car on the way to the show, knowing I wasn't going. And my coach was like, you better come, da, da, da. And I was like,
oh, you didn't tell him that you're not going?
No, because I was suspended and I was living in Montreal playing in Ontario. So I was driving back and forth. So I was like I'm suspended. Yeah. Come on. Like it's not a serious game. It's just another game, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then he called me and I was like, that's it. And I, like, to this day, my equipment's still at the arena.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No way.
In that team's dressing room. They're like, every year they send me a message. They're like, yo, if ever you want to come by, pick up your stuff, it's still here.
Do you think you're going to go and pick your stuff up yet?
I got my helmet because it mattered to me. It was like a breast cancer tribute thing. But the rest of it, honestly, like, just give it to the kids that play there.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
You know? They were team colors and everything, so if a kid doesn't have team colored pads for pictures or some shit, just throw those on. Like,
Yeah.
that's the way I was looking at it. I was like, I'm not going to use them. I haven't skated since.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no, it's like,
but like,
it was cold turkey.
Yeah, but still, like, if you skate growing up, like, it's like muscle memory. Like
100%. I could get it. I know for a fact I can get on the ice and skate, no problem. I keep getting asked to, like, coach kids leagues and stuff like that, but, like, I don't have time. I mean, I would love to, but I just don't have time.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say you're just not interested. But...
No. Because like, I was helping out with kids towards the end of my hockey career, but like, music took so much. Like, if you're not doing this, somebody else is.
100%.
Music,
it's
like it's every day.
Every day is what allows you to find your style and find yourself and like find your music.
Find your audience too. It's like that's such a big part that people like building your sound. Like, I feel like learning music is probably the first and most important step to finding your sound. Because like, for example, I learned how to count bars later on when like somebody realized I wasn't really understanding. Like I wrote okay, people never really caught on, but then somebody kind of was like, yo, that's 3 bars. You need the 4th. Like, what's happening here? You know? And I was like, wait a minute, what?
But it's because you DIY'd it, like you.
Yeah, 100%. Like I had somebody to mentor me, but like I always wrote my own stuff. Nobody was around when I wrote my own shit. I always wrote my own stuff, and like my parents were my judges. You know, like I would go home and show my mom, dad, and then like they would be like, yeah, okay, and then like I'd show my friends, and so my friends would be like, yo, that's fucking garbage, man. You know, and I'm like, okay, fair enough. Like,
what kind of music did your parents listen to?
My dad was kind of everything, like country to, except for like metal. My dad was like away from metal, but my mom liked metal, so like there would still be metal playing. But my dad was like country to like 50 Cent, Ja Rule, like like he went from like the entire spectrum. Like his alarm clock at one point was champagne showers. Like I swear. So like, my dad's kind of a bit of everything. My mom was like classic rock, metal, and like Eminem. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I liked like Backstreet Boys and Sync, like Avril Lavigne, Shania Twain. Like growing up, I was like,
oh yeah,
I loved everything. Like my first CD that I ever bought was Nickelback, and so many people are gonna hate me for that. But like, my dad, I was at HMV, and my dad's like, if you can like read what that says, I'll buy it for you.
Okay, so it wasn't like you wanted the Nickelback CD.
I was intrigued by the cover.
Okay.
And I was like, that's cool, and I want it. And
what was
like,
it? Which one was it?
I don't remember the name, but it was a big eyeball on the cover.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. I think.
And it just said Nickelback.
I think I know what you're talking about. I feel like I've seen this image before.
And like, it was right front row when you walked into HMV in Fairview. It was like right there.
Prime location.
Yeah. So I was like, my dad's like, okay, well, if you can read it, then like, I'll buy it for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, Nickelback. And he's like, what the fuck? He couldn't believe it. And then like that same day, he actually got me a 50 Cent CD. It had 2 songs on it, which was Wanksta and In the Club. Yeah, that was it. It was hilarious. So I got Nickelback and 50 at the same time.
Did your parents care about like bad language in songs and stuff like that? Okay.
They taught me like, honestly, like I remember the first time I swore in front of my parents, and it was like in traffic. Some guy cut my dad off, and I went, "Oh fuck!" Yeah. You know, my dad's like, "What the fuck did you just say?" And I'm like, "Fuck."
Music wise though, so as you're like developing BeRosey, and then you're doing shows, right? And how do you find Honorable Records and like collaborate with them? And
I was leaving my old partnership or whatever you want to call it, and I was linking up with Buds constantly, just recording, and like he had time for me all the time, so I was there like all the time. I was in the studio almost every day recording. And he's like, oh, yo, there's a label here today. Like, maybe you should like just pop out, meet them, see what's up. And I was there. So I was like, okay, whatever. Went to smoke outside, seen them shooting a video. It's like, yo, I want to come in your session. So he comes in my session, listens, and I'm like, yo, that's pretty fire. And we just stayed in contact and became pretty close friends. I mean, friends where we were like helping each other type of thing. Not helping each other, but he was helping me, and I was like doing my thing for them. And one day they were just like, yeah, let's have a meeting. Let's try and get a contract going. And I was like, bet. See what's happening. Because we were like working on stuff prior, just like doing shows. Like they were putting me on some shows, getting me in the studio sometimes, some videos, things like that. And then it was like, build something, let's do something. I was like, okay, bet. Let's get it. Kind of just right spot, right time.
It kind of happened like organically, right?
Yeah. It wasn't like a chasing labels. Like I never got into that, or even at my beginning I wasn't like, I need a label, I need somebody. It was like my mom supported me when I was a kid, and then when I started making money, I started paying for it on my own. So it was like, I understood what it took, but I knew that like people watching me invest in myself, and like every single paycheck I had, I would make $800, $800 spent all on music, you know. And it was like, that's why I was like thankful for my parents at the time, like really helping me out when I was doing that shit. And then like it benefited, you know, like people were like, okay, like if he's willing to like really throw down money like that, and people are they're drawing into it, he just needs a bigger platform. Why not?
Okay, so do you think like a record label allows you to like get access to that bigger platform? Because like nowadays the common like trend is like, oh, do it yourself, like, you don't need a record label, you know?
The problem with all that is, honestly, you want to do it yourself, great. If like you're some trust fund kid that like just came up off a big check and like you have time to spare, because like doing it by yourself, you don't have time to somehow have a job to pay for all of it or whatever, or have time to do anything to make money to pay for it. And do all of it. Like you just don't. So it's like people like Chance where they're like, yeah, you know, like I do it all independent. And then he doesn't. He also says like, you know, I do have a team. I have an entire team that I hired, but like I'm still independent. And it's like, okay, now you have a team. So now you have time to go do your things, do your press, do this, do that, do this, do that. Maybe your team can handle all that shit.
Right, but like you got to pay that team, right? Unless you find like friends and like.
Right. Like, I mean, you see Kids from the Underground.
Yeah.
right? They came up as a collective. They're like let's all benefit off each other, and they clearly doing something, right? So it's like if you get
it's like a startup. It's like starting a company with like two boys,
ASAP,
you know?
With ASAP, Taylor Gang, all these guys. It's like before they blew up, like Taylor Gang was just a mixtape crew, right? Like they were just popping out mixtapes together. Like, but the thing is, you need a crew. But the problem is if you do it with a crew, it's like people butt heads. People butt heads, and it never goes right.
Especially in the creative world, it's so hard to like find people with like minds and the same vision.
Yeah.
And like, because with the creative world, you're always trying to create something, and like that final vision is not always going to be the same in everybody's mind, you know?
No. And
unless you find like the right mix of people that could change up the vision enough that like the final product is even better for everybody. You know?
Yeah, and but it seems now it's like they just gave up on bringing in creative people, and they're just putting in people that are like, let 2-3 creative people do the thinking. The other 30 people are just there to do shit. You know? And it's like, it used to be all 30 people were creative somehow. Like even the A&Rs used to be able to be like, yo, I can make this beat, this needs this. And now it's like, oh, okay, 100K followers. Cool. Good. Let's get it.
This guy knows who's there.
You know, it's like, wait a minute, what happened? Like there's nobody, but with all the creativeness, people butt heads, so it like creates separation.
You need that like that common middle ground where like all that good brainstorming happens, you know? And you get those crazy ideas. Yeah. But you can't just do that with some guy you just met. You gotta like have like a long like friendship with them, and like they have to be comfortable with each other.
Yeah. You definitely have to be comfortable, because like you're not just gonna tell people things without like being comfortable, right? So like even coming up with some ideas that you might think like, oh, this is $1 million idea. Why am I going to share it with somebody that I've known for like a day?
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and like sometimes you're not even comfortable like sharing it. Like you're not even getting to that point in the conversation anyways, right?
Yeah, no, because you're never going to open that door. That's facts.
You've probably been to other cities and like seen other music scenes as well.
Yeah, but
and, like, is there something you like? It's like very obvious that you can see that can be improved.
It's always kind of gonna be there. It's always gonna be that like we have 2 languages.
Yeah, that's the common one.
Right, and it's like forever gonna be like a downfall when it comes to music, because like just the French isn't gonna get played everywhere else. And unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but fortunately for the French artists here, there's a big market, right? And like it's popular and it's also good. So obviously our local favors French. The English, unfortunately, is the international barrier, where it's like you have French guys that do English music, and yeah, they're good, but because of slight accents, certain things like this, it's like it just throws certain things off. And it's not all of them. Like there's a lot of great English French artists, or French English artists, like vice versa. So it's really about like kind of what we market, I guess. We kind of post everybody because we should, but at the same time we also need to like, I guess, have some quality control at some point, you know. And it's like not every show needs 12 rappers on it.
Yeah,
like let's figure it out where we can get 5-6, have a great show, turn it up, move on, next show. Because like 12 rappers, when it drags out, nobody wants to show up and stay all night. And that's like a big problem. You go out to a show and it's like one guy has 100 people there, one guy has 70 people there, one guy has 50 people there. If everybody stayed all night and had a good time, that place would be jam-packed. But unfortunately, we have 12 guys on stage, and like those 100 people don't want to sit there and wait for 10 other guys, 11 other guys. And it's the shows, some of them are shit, some of them are good. And it's like, you go to other cities, almost every venue is always packed because they don't just throw out garbage, and there's not a lot of pay to play everywhere else. Whereas here, there's a lot of pay to play, and I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I guess it's part of the game. Like Young Dolph even said he paid $5,000 for his first show, but
yeah, like there's some level of pay to play that I get, because if you just don't have access to an audience and you know where to find that audience and you can pay to play to find that audience, I get it. But if you're gonna pay to play like for all the stuff you're gonna release, then you're not really finding your audience. You're kind of just like
you're
forcing yourself.
Well, it feels like you're just always buying your audience. You're always paying for it, and it's
which is not like it's not retained.
No, and at one point, people are gonna start noticing this too, right?
Yeah.
Like people catch on to that. It's like, okay, well, he's not really popping, but he's at every single show. Why?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then like, I don't know. I think it lowers the quality of everything that gets put out, and it's like people kind of need to respect other artists too. Like, there's a lot of like, just rappers that shit on other rappers, and it's like, why are we doing like?
Yeah.
Like no one's top shit here. Like there's street stuff and all that, but like rap music, like no one's fucking Drake here.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody needs to.
Montreal, like we don't really have our own sound yet. Like maybe you could say like rappers that have like the English and the French, and they mix it up that Frenglish style.
Yeah, like we have Loud, which is like, you know, fucking huge, you know, massive. Yeah. Even Fuki's huge. Like, massive. Enima, Zach Zoya. It's
Zach Zoya is sick. Yo, I see. Like I've never seen Zach Zoya perform live. I saw him at Oshiaga, and I was like, yo, how is this guy not more known? Like his stage performance is so good because he's been performing. He's always at Oshiaga.
Yeah. But he's like, again, he's an artist, right? And it's like, these are like, the city pushes him, people push him and all that, but it's like, this kid could be massive. Massive. Same thing with like CJ Fleming. CJ is insane. His stage presence is insane. He's amazing, super talented. And like, I think honestly, like our sound is similar to that. It's like very dark R&B rap, and it's, our city's too like bubbly, I guess, sometimes, right? And like these things don't get played all the time.
There's like a huge indie scene here as well, you know, like indie music,
like punk and shit like that. It's huge here, you know. You go down Saint Laurent and you see all the punk spots.
That's what I mean. Like I feel like part of the reason why we don't have like that sound to a certain extent is because like I mean, part of the reason why we're so like diverse in like our taste in music is because we don't have our own sound.
Yeah, no, 100%. But we're also such a multicultural city that it's like.
But Toronto is too.
But I feel like they're underground, they're underworld, I guess you could say. Like they're lower income territories shed a lot of light on the city. You know, like they do a lot to showcase the city constantly. Like everything they do, it's like they showcase. And they also like, one guy will show up to this guy's album release because like he just wants to hear the music, not because he knows the dude.
Yeah.
They go out to each other's things. They're a part of the community, whereas like here, if you're not part of it, you're not there.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I find that's what I noticed too. I find like the scene here is very like cliquey. There's like so many different like resources that we can use, but like they're also separated, that like one doesn't connect to the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. I mean, you have groups here, groups there, and it's like, okay, if you get part of that group, then you start getting a little bit more buzz, and it's like, well, I don't want to be part of that group.
Exactly. Like, in order to you know what I'm saying? Like all of these groups could collaborate and kind of like help each other out.
100%.
But the only thing is like, it's not even that they don't want to help each other. It's just like so hard to like connect one group to the other and like find that path towards that other group and like discover them. You know?
Yeah. And like we were saying before, it's like everybody's creative mind is a little different. So it's like, now you get with this group and then you realize like, oh, not really. I don't do things like that. I don't really want to be like that. I don't want to make music like that.
Or you feel like the other group is just trying to like get like your clout and like take it for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that too. It's like, I don't know. I feel like I like being on my own, not in any circles. Just make my own music, stay in my lane, because like.
But I feel like your music represents that, and that's your brand as well. Like that's what you like. Your brand is like who you are as a person. You know?
Yeah. I mean, like, Alone time's great. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I can totally relate to
it's
that.
like
I'm the same way.
Fucking love it.
I need the balance. Like I do go out a lot, and I like.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It's fun to have fun, and it's fun to like even go. Like I've been golfing all summer. Love golfing and like going out. Like that's like I'd rather do that than go party because like that gives me the same rush that when I was like 18 I used to go clubbing. So I'm just like yes, you know, like out on the course, burning a piff, drinking, great time. Sky's beautiful.
Yeah,
and like,
summers are short here, so you gotta
soak it up. You gotta fucking soak it up.
Yeah, you gotta soak it up like hard.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta go to Texas.
Yo, trust.
Texas.
Like, I want to go visit the States soon. Like, I want to do a trip to LA. And, like, maybe Texas could be a stop on the way.
Yeah. I haven't done LA. I've never been to LA.
Bro, everybody's telling me to go to LA because they're like, yo, you're going to meet a lot of like-minded people.
100%.
And that's, like, the hub for all creative.
100%. I just feel like you get lost sometimes. Like, you see people go there and it's like, yeah, they go there, they do things. And they don't really, like, something happens while they're there.
Yeah.
But then they come back and it's like nothing really ends up going forward. You know what I mean?
That's so true.
So it's like, at what point do people just like realize that like, yeah, okay, you're going to go there and do some shit. But if you don't actually like make the commitment to like go there, be there, stay there, do everything there.
Yeah, just connect with people.
Then don't like, unless you're going for vacation and just chilling and maybe hop in the studio.
Yeah.
Like,
why? Like the key aspect of that would be to network and like have like connected with some people and like do shit. Yeah,
and like make it like you go back home, these people come see you.
Yeah, do shit consistently. Exactly.
And like you don't see a lot of that happening. You see people going there and coming back, nothing transpiring from it.
See all the content from like the
yeah. I mean, you saw Nate in the Nelk video back when they were doing pretending to be a SoundCloud rapper or whatever.
Oh yeah.
You know,
they would go into trailers and shit.
Yeah. And like, but like you see Nate at No Jumper there in a Nelk video, and you're like, okay, now I see Nate, like he's doing things.
Yeah.
But then, like, credit to Nate. Nate's still doing things, but there's many other guys that have been in those same shoes. They came back, nothing happened.
Yeah, but they don't see I don't think they see the opportunity the same way. Some people just don't like see that opportunity. I feel like there's like this weird threshold you pass like after certain experiences in life, and then you start like consciously seeing opportunities. You're like, okay, this is an opportunity, I should take it, you know?
Yeah.
Versus like before that, you're more like, oh, whatever comes my way comes my way. I'm not going to actively like look for shit, you know? It's like a different mindset.
Like I said, if you're not doing something, somebody else is. Like,
yeah, we
have to be. And it's like the smallest little things matter, you know? Like being on Instagram, just networking with people on Instagram, just like finding new people and connecting and messaging. And like when you're sitting in bed doing nothing, that's what you should be doing if you're in this game, you know? Like there's so many things that you can do while you're sitting on your ass not doing anything that people don't do. And that's like where I think a lot of people lose out on, honestly.
So true. You can literally just sit on your ass with like a fucking cell phone and do everything now.
You know, like
smartphone.
Like if you're really dedicated and you really want to, you'll figure it the fuck out and you'll find a way.
Yeah.
Nowadays you can make a living off this shit easily, but not so easily. Right? Like once you get that little core fan base that's giving you something just to sustain off of, you're now like now it's not even that you have to hook up with like celebrities or nothing. That's your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Because now you can dedicate everything you do to that.
You have a sample to like test things on. You know what I mean? Like that foot in your door could like finally give you like a real definition of your music and like what people follow, what people don't like, you know?
You travel, a Canadian artist travel through Canada, you do all the provinces, fucking say $1,000 a show. You do that once a year, twice a year, and it's like you're making what some people bust their ass for labor, you know? And it's like, now, like, yeah, you might not be living great, but like all you have to do is make music.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're trying to, that's what you want. That's what I'm in this for. It's like, yeah, obviously everybody wants to be the biggest thing, but it's like, yo, if I can only do this, I'd love to. Like this is all I want to do, and it's all I've ever wanted to do. So it's like, you just the smallest things count because they amount to so much at the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%.
I think people lose when they just decide to chill. There's no day off. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a momentum thing, right? Like if you, as soon as you like take that one rest day,
yeah,
like, you know, you're like, all right,
you start feeling it.
Yeah.
You know, you get sore if you take a rest day.
Yeah, but then if you wait long enough, then it's the other way around. You're like, fuck, I don't want to go do something today. I'll do it tomorrow. You know?
Yeah. And then you start getting lazy. And then you start getting complacent.
Whichever part you feed.
Yeah, facts. The lights were flickering the other day.
What's so casual?
No. Okay, but like
as if that shit happens all the time.
I don't even know how to explain this. Like my mom's very like believes in ghosts.
Okay.
You know, like me and my mom were gonna get the number 13 tattooed for.
So you chill with some ghosts?
No, we were just both gonna get because we both love like horror movies and like scary shit.
I don't know. I just feel like
we love that.
I feel like tatting it on your body though. You're like calling some demons, you know, or like channeling some demons.
I mean, like if I go out that way, I like write a movie about me, please. Like that's it.
Yeah, but I feel like going out that way is like the worst because like it's all about like torture and suffering. I
mean, I will like.
Unless
the demon, if it want, like, it's torture and suffer if you don't want it, right? Like, if the demon comes, like, if I see some demon in my, like, while I wake up in the middle of the night and there's some, like, demon, like, from the Conjuring above me and it's like, I'm taking your soul. Peace. I'm out. Yeah, you know, like, I'm out. Yeah. So, like, that's the way, like, if that's the way it happens, that's the way it happens. I'm okay with that. Cause, like, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't think I would be able to stop it. I think it would just happen anyways. I feel like if I was.
Yeah, at that point, you just give in. But then the demon gets bored. Like, yo, what the fuck is not fine.
Yeah, and I mean, growing up, I didn't have the choice of where I was living when I was a kid, and like, my mom would always think like the house was haunted. Like we moved a lot. My mom would always think the house is haunted. Not move because we thought it was haunted. We just like.
Which house? Like. All the houses?
Every house we went into, my mom would be like, like, we have a ghost here for sure. Like, not scared or nothing, just like, there's for sure this. The other night, this, that. I'm like, so I always kind of was just like, oh, sweet, I want to see some shit. You know, and like, yeah, so now I kind of just like.
You were excited about it?
Fuck yeah.
Have you watched horror movies like growing up and shit?
Oh, yeah, my first movie my mom made me watch, she caught me watching it. I was 3 years old sitting in front of the TV and it was Scream.
Oh, at 3 years old?
Yeah. Yeah. My mom was like, what? You know, and then like I grew up watching Goosebumps.
I remember reading the books.
The books are great, but the shows were like pretty, like for a kid.
Yeah. To be honest, I never actually read the books. I just always pretended to read them. Like I never finished. Like that was like the time where I would never finish a book. Yeah, and I never understood how people read books at the time.
Do you remember Scholastics?
Yeah, Scholastics. Exactly.
I would buy books. I would never read them.
Exactly. I would always buy Goosebumps or like the ones that come with like
toys and shit.
Yeah, exactly. I remember there's this like dragon like necklace that one of this like dragon book came with. And, yo, I want this book just for this necklace.
Yeah, I remember like that was such a thing.
Yeah, like Scholastics.
I get so upset if I missed it too.
I would never read them, and I would just always like pretend to read them.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yo, like reading was like I never understood reading. It was always so boring to me. And then now obviously like as you got older, like I understand like finding a book that's like interesting.
Yeah, that you want to read.
Yeah, it's mostly like self-help and like, you know.
That's a problem with schools. Like, they force you to read this book. Everybody reads this book. Yeah. This is what we're writing a book report on. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna, like, some kid has to read To Kill a Mockingbird, but like, he could read some completely other amazing book written by somebody that's like, completely different genre, and write
but like
10 times better.
How do you figure? Yeah, I get that, but like, how do you figure out what each person wants to read and like what they like? You know, you can't just make them choose a book because then, as a kid, bro, you're gonna.
I mean, the library's in the school. Huh? Library in the school during class when you guys are handing out the books. Just take the kids down. You guys have 10 minutes. Pick a book.
Pick a book. Yeah, but I feel like at that age though, like you don't really even know what the fuck you like. You know?
Well, I mean, if you're a sports kid, you go to the sports, right? If you're into action books, you go into the ones that like are about like knights and all that type of stuff. And if you're you're a girl, you want romance. So it's like there's like but like I don't know. I feel like when you force a kid to read something, he's not going to want to read it because one, you're telling him to.
Forcing a kid to do anything, they're not going to want to do it.
No, and like I never understood that because like there's teachers that would tell me like flat out like, you don't want to do the work, fine, sit there, don't do the work, but you're not going to pass. And then I would sit there and be like, I should probably do the work. Yeah. You know, like, okay, I'm going to do it now.
Force you say,
So it's like, they didn't force me to do it, but I was like, at one point, I think that's what teachers need to kind of instill younger because, in college they do that. And it's like, you don't want to show up to class? Fine.
Yeah. But they automatically give you that responsibility, you know?
But in high school, you don't show up to class. It's like, oh, you get a tick, you don't show up again, another tick, you don't show up, detention. In the States, I mean, you can shoot a gun at 18, but you can't have a beer. How does that make any... I can literally enlist and go and fight wars and kill somebody legally and come back and not have a beer.
Still not be allowed to have a beer.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Part of that like makes you like want to like have a beer too, like illegally, you know?
Of course.
And then that's why when you turn 18, like 19, 20, by like 20, you're just already bored of like the whole party life. Like, oh, okay, like I'm tired of this shit, you know?
I don't know about you, but like here, especially in the West Island, house parties were starting at 15.
Yeah. House party, yeah, exactly.
Grade 8, grade 9, we're having actual house parties.
Yeah.
Like actual fucking house parties. Where shit can get belligerent sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like I threw a few
Someone's parents are going out to the cottage.
Bro, I threw a few myself. My parents went out of town often. Like I was pretty reckless.
Yeah.
And like, bro, this is like 15 years old, and me and 4 other guys are drinking a 60. Like it's like what?
Yeah.
And like our parents not knowing about it, like fully, completely, and we're just raging.
Yeah.
So like once you turn 18, it's legal. It's like
you like that. But that legal, like when you're legal and you can flex your own card and stuff, like that's like fun for a bit.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, it's the same shit.
Yeah, it's all pretty good. Like now I'm happy if shit I don't get asked. It's like don't ask me, but like ask me at the same time because like I want
when they do ask, I get excited.
Yeah. It's like I don't want them to ask me because I hate like always having to pull it out. And all this, but it's like at the same time, it's like ask me. I want to know how to do this, you know. I want to show you, like fuck you. You shouldn't have asked.
Fucking hilarious. But yeah, to bring it back to the paranormal activity. So you're saying your lights were flickering. What the fuck happened?
Yeah. So lights flickered, and my dad goes, it's just the electricals. And I'm like, the electricals? We've never had a problem ever. Like, what? And he's like, yeah, the dryer's on, this is on, this is on, this is on. Like, so we've done this before. We've lived here for a long time now. It's this has never happened. And then the day after, my mom's in the kitchen. Nothing's on in the house except for the kitchen lights. Same exact flickering. I looked at my mom and was like, oh, it's the electricals. You know, it's like my mom's like, yeah, okay.
But like lights flickering in the West Island, I feel like it's common because like, I don't know about your grid, but like the grid I'm on, like the power used to constantly go up, on and off, and they're like rebuilding all that shit too, right?
Okay, so, I don't know
that. But like, have you like besides like lights flickering? Is there anything like, like closing a door and like a door slowly opening?
100%. Coming home and shit's completely everywhere. Like 100%. Like,
right? What? Like, you like put something somewhere and it's not there anymore?
Yeah. Like shit. Like
you have pets?
Like no. I have a cat, but it's an outdoor cat.
Oh, okay.
So like,
as a cat?
No, not really.
Yeah. They don't care about you.
I care about my mom, but like.
But they don't care about you.
We hang out when I go outside to smoke. You know, like,
and if you're giving them food.
Yeah. Pretty much. Then he loves me.
Yeah.
Fuck. But no, it's like, definitely times where like go in. I know for a fact I can go in my room, like everything's been clean, like TV off, this, that. Walk in, controller on the bed, TV on. I'm only child too, so it's like my mom's not home and I'm not home. when I was a kid, my dad lived away, so it was only me and my mom.
Oh shit! Okay. So like literally nobody else.
Yeah, so like I'm sitting there, I'm like, I know for a fact that no one's fucking been here.
Yeah,
I know. Like I just came from school. My mom's still at work. Like, so and like it looked like my room completely been used all day, and I'm like, okay, but like. Nothing ever taken, nothing ever stolen, or nothing just used. Yeah. It literally looked used all the time. Like it's and my mom has other stories where like, she came. I was living in Florida at the time. She came home from she came and saw me in Florida. Went back home, and then she got in the house and everything off her dresser was just on the ground. And it's like, I mean, no one else was there, and you haven't been there for a week, and no one robbed us. So like we've been robbed, so we know what it looks like.
Yeah, it's more like someone's like fucking with you. Right?
Yeah. This is just like everything on the fucking ground, everything, and not like destroyed either. Like some of this shit might have broke if it got fell. So it's like, what? But like we're not like, it's not like we're scared of it. I'm not scared of it or anything. Like if anything, I find it entertaining.
So what about like aliens? Like would you group them in the same category as those?
No.
Okay.
No. Because I think aliens are like more like us.
Yeah.
Like more like but an alien doesn't necessarily have to be like something like us, right? It could be like a bug.
That's true.
A bug on some planet, like a tiny little thing like this. That's an alien.
Yeah, or like a more advanced version of ourselves.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm open to all those ideas. Like, do I 100% believe that there's, like, an entire other fucking world that's, like, ours living and shit? Not exactly, because, like, I just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no real footage or anything that can show me that, like, 100% there's another world like us living in. It's, like, I'm also not researching it a whole lot, so it's like...
Okay, so I was gonna ask you, have you been keeping up with like Elon Musk's like whole Mars mission stuff?
Not entirely. I hear things and like I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, if he wants to go to Mars, it's great. I want to see it.
But like the point of this whole thing is like being an interplanetary species. So like as like we would just kind of hop from planet to planet.
Yeah.
So that could have easily already happened, and like we're just like the older versions, and like that's the alien, Like, that could be a possibility too. But the Netflix thing that they put out was fucking insane.
With like, Elon?
Yeah, so they did like the first human mission.
Okay.
Where they had
that with the garden in space?
No. That's like a Mars thing. Yeah, like
okay, I seen
this is a part of the same Mars mission, but like how they used to have like Elon created like the thing that could re-land and be reused. Right? Yeah. They're like transporting cargo, right? But they wanted to do the first human flight. So they got like they got 4 like just regular civilians, okay? Yeah. That were like, they're not like regular civilians. They all have their own like kind of talent kind of thing, but they're like not astronauts at all. Like not the modern day astronaut, right?
So they're just like technically normal people.
Yeah. So, but one guy is like a billionaire. He was like the captain. Or like he was like a rich dude, but like he was a part of the mission. He was like the captain, but like the one girl was like a nurse, the other one was like an artist, and the other one was like just like regular people. So the whole mission was to have this ship like fly out and orbit the planet like 3 times, I think, and then come back and land safely, to see if they could like fully do like a human mission like that.
That's
and they
did it?
They did it. It was all a success, and they made a whole documentary out of it. It's on Netflix. It's fucking sick.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this shit.
Yeah,
that's
the craziest part is they all survived, but like while you're watching it, you're still nervous.
Are they going? Yeah.
But they show them talking like after the whole flight, like in between. You're like, but they make it because there's so much stress around it. Yeah. The last time they did that, like people have died and shit. So there's so much shit on the line. And Elon's just there, like, all, like, no emotion. It's just like,
nope. I don't know if I could do it, though. That's the thing, like.
Not yet. But, like, right now it's, like, all guinea pig missions, right? So, like, eventually, it's like getting on a flight. You
think it's in our lifetime?
100%, yeah.
Would you do it if it's in our lifetime?
The only thing I see myself doing is a quicker flight. So that's what Richard Branson's doing, is, like, a flight that instead of how like planes fly right now, it goes like higher into like the space level,
And it's just fucking,
yeah, so it goes like this versus like right now flights go like this, right?
Yeah.
But like this is just gonna go higher. But apparently that saves time. By going higher and lower, like having a narrower arc, it saves time. So I could see myself doing that. Because you
that I can understand. That I can understand.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But like, yeah, no, the whole living on Mars, it's like.
No, living on Mars, I wouldn't do.
Like the whole living in space or any of that kind of thing.
Like Mars Hotel, like, no thanks.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'd rather, we'll be able to experience it through VR anyway, so we don't have to go there, you know?
I have an Oculus.
Oh, yeah?
And there's a workout app on there, and obviously I need to use it more.
Mm-hmm. There's a workout app on Oculus?
Yeah, no, but it's lit.
That sounds like a migraine.
It's sick though, because you're actually on Mars.
Working out on Mars?
Yeah, because they have the rover that went on Mars. It has actual footage from the rover. So like what you're seeing is like the actual rover footage.
But why is that?
So you stand there and you're like working out.
Oh, okay.
In Mars. So like you're standing on like the red dust and shit like that, and it kicks up, and it's like it's pretty sick.
Can honestly. You see like?
Yeah, you can see. I don't know the name. I'm not exactly. I'm not so smart with all that fucking space shit, but like everything around it, you can see all of it very clearly.
And you can like walk through it?
Yeah. Like you're in your workout spot, but like it moves you through different parts of the place. And like when you get into that section, you can like walk around in that area.
Okay,
you know? It's pretty sick. It's actually pretty dope.
Yeah, I've never tried an Oculus. I was curious because like apparently
I'll bring mine in the office.
Okay, yeah, I would be down to check it out for sure. The Oculus apparently isn't that like the best one out there right now?
It's wireless, right? So it's like you just plug. It's just put on and play.
Okay.
Like you can just set up anywhere. Like honestly, you have tons of space.
What they're doing is like in certain games, what they're gonna do is like it would scan your room.
Yeah.
And like if there's a couch there, like and you're playing COD, it would just turn it into like a box or something like that you could hide behind. You know?
It's hard.
So it's like an actual like it would just use the physical space around you to create like a virtual space.
The Oculus, when you like your login when you first get in, it's like you set up like your own. It's like a house you pick from different houses.
Yeah.
So it's like you can have a cabin in Aspen looking out on the mountains and shit like that. But if you set it up properly, you have your couch in your house as your real couch, so you can actually sit down on your couch and like. And like it feels like you're in your actual crib and shit. And you're like, wait, this is kind of trippy. Yeah. Like that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty dope.
But I don't use it a lot because like.
But it's just exciting because I feel like within our lifetime, that's gonna move pretty quickly and far.
I hope so. Because it is pretty dope, but it's hard to have that thing on your head all the time, man.
Yeah, you get a headache, right?
Oh, fast.
Why do you think we're getting COVID vaccines? Okay, so this is my theory on COVID vaccines. I told my friends about this. My theory is that the COVID vaccines are just to make the human body get used to like seeing screens all day, so that we have less headaches.
I like it.
Right?
I like it. I like the idea. I'm going with it. Fuck it.
It makes me feel better about
myself. I'm okay with that. Honestly, I look at a lot of screens. So.
Yeah. I'm tired of getting headaches, bro. So what do you have coming up? Anything coming up soon? Any plans?
Yeah. Videos, album dropping soon, actually.
Dope.
Not 100% sure on the date, but we got something. It's my biggest project that I've like put together.
Okay, so
it's one of my bigger budget projects that I've done.
Mm-hmm.
The video is my biggest budget video I'm putting out, and it's like not government funded.
Right.
So it's kind of good. It feels good. You know, it's like we got a lot of resources that we didn't need to go and ask.
It's not like a serve money video like everybody else.
No, exactly. Like I didn't collect my all the 12 grand that the government gave me and just threw it into my music. I didn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, this is like we worked hard for all this shit. We worked hard to put money into it. So it's like the last project did well. Just wanted to keep the ball rolling, give people bigger shit.
That momentum.
Yeah, and it's like kind of hoping that people love this one because like it's really personal. It's like it's about me. Like it's really my story. You know what I mean? Like I'm sharing with people like really how I came up, where I came from, the type of person I am too. Like I just want to have fun doing this music. You know, like I'm not in this to get into like rap beefs and all this type of. I do this for fun. Like this is fun. I enjoy it. No, it's I want it to be a career. Like it's.
Yeah, I
it's
see.
a passion,
I see. Like,
you know? Like
yeah, I see. Like the just the aspect of like you just want to like share good vibes and just share like a smile and just a fun good time. You know.
100%. I'm not here for like.
Yeah. So I'm interested. I'm excited to see what it is and like how it turns out.
Appreciate that. Yeah, it's Stuart Hall. That's what it's gonna be called. So like the Stuart Hall in Point Claire.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Stuart Hall and Abbott too.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay. The story with Stuart Hall. It's like it goes down the history of my family and shit like that. And celebrated Easter there all the time. And like my great grandfather was Bob Burney, which is like Point Claire Arena.
Okay.
So it's like. I'm bringing out a lot of my family history in this project.
Yeah,
so that's why it's named Stuart Hall.
Okay.
And we shot part of the video actually there.
Oh yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I'm excited to see like the video and everything. Yeah.
Me too. When I see
especially if you've been working on it for a while and it's like a big project.
Yeah. There was no paid for views on these shit. Like I don't do that. I don't fuck with it. I'd rather have 2,000 views than have 20,000 I paid for fucking 10 of them.
Yeah, for sure.
I
agree. 100%.
Like I'd rather know my audience is really there and like every time I put out things, I have a consistent same amount. So like I'm happy with the fact that people they're drawn in, they're obviously watching, you know, and I just I need to keep putting out, keep feeding, get these people talking more. I need to do more on my part, sharing shit, doing things like this.
Yeah.
I don't do this type of stuff often, which is great.
Yeah, it's good shit, bro. No, I appreciate you coming, man.
No, thanks. Thank you for having me, fam.
I'm excited to see what you come up with for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it, man.
It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be good.